Hello everybody and welcome back to Odin's movie blog. I am the critic who is a cynic. Hope you're doing well and happy Star Wars Day to everyone out there. But unfortunately, we've got a lot of really crazy news coming to a galaxy far, far away, not just in the film front, but also in the television front, because tucked into this article right here where you're like, Taika Waititi, I kind of like that guy, I kind of like the movies he's done, is another bit of news confirming previous reports about what's-her-name taking over a Star Wars series on Disney Plus from Russian Doll. That's right, turns out we've got a lot of crap coming towards Star Wars in the very near future. But let's start off with, I would say, the most positive news about all of this, which is Taika Waititi is set to direct a Star Wars film, which just makes me raise a question. Who is directing the next Star Wars film? I mean, is it Rian Johnson? Is it Taika Waititi? At one point in time, there was obviously the thought process that it was going to be Benioff and Weiss, but of course they then signed their deal with Netflix. So who in the hell is actually going to direct the next Star Wars film? I don't think Disney Star Wars has any idea. I don't think Kathleen Kennedy has any idea, because if her track record is to be believed, and at this point it's been pretty consistent, I would imagine that Taika Waititi's film probably will either never come into existence, or he'll be replaced as a director, or he'll quit as a director, or something to that effect, because that is just how the current state of Lucasfilm is currently being run at this point in time, as for some reason this decided, awesome screenshot, why are you popping up right now? Come on, man. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive into this report. Breaking news from Hollywood Reporter. So let's see, we have 1917 director Krysty Wilson-Cairns will pen the script for Waititi, or rather with Waititi. So once again, we have another person being brought into this project. Again, 1917 was a very good film, and so that has me, I guess, somewhat happy. But Taika Waititi is officially headed to a galaxy far, far away. The filmmaker behind Thor Ragnarok, which I am personally a fan of, I know and understand completely why many people are not, and Jojo Rabbit, which I was not a big fan of, I didn't think it was that funny, will direct and co-write a new Star Wars movie for theatrical release. Now, this, of course, is coming after he was involved in the episodes that were being done for Disney Plus for The Mandalorian. So this makes a lot of sense that they would already have had that connection laid out. I want to say that this news was actually projected to be possible months ago at this point, that they were talking, at the very least were in talks with it, but now it has seemingly been confirmed by The Hollywood Reporter. Oscar-nominated 1917 writer Krysty Wilson-Cairns will pen the script. In January, The Hollywood Reporter broke the news that Lucasfilm was courting Waititi for a Star Wars film. So once again, boom, they were the ones that were covering this initially. No release date has been set for the project, which was announced on StarWars.com to coincide with May the 4th, the unofficial holiday celebrating all things Star Wars. Yeah, remember when Disney Plus on the Twitter decided, oh yeah, we own everything Disney. Oh, shut up. But anyway, so here we have Waititi, who won a screenwriting Oscar for Jojo Rabbit, has a full schedule. He's already shot the upcoming Searchlight Next Goal Wins, has a Ragnarok follow-up in Thor: Love and Thunder, and and it also says that he cut his teeth, indeed, directing season 1 finale of The Mandalorian and voicing the droid IG-11. I thought his voice work was fine. His episode was okay too. But even with all that being said, I think that this is both good and bad news, because Taika obviously is willing to play ball with the higher-ups at Disney. That was very clear when the rumors for Thor: Love and Thunder came out, and then he decided to just go after fans who are being critical of a lot of the rumors we're hearing about that, especially with Natalie Portman being brought in to be quote-unquote female Thor, and then he went off on people saying, you can't say female Thor, it's mighty Thor, and all that nonsense. And so even though I have a problem with him and his personality per se, I do think that the guy is relatively talented. Again, I think What We Do in the Shadows is a hilarious film. I personally like Thor Ragnarok, and so it could potentially be a pretty good news going forward. I don't really know much about this writer, but I can say that 1917 was very good, so having this person involved, I think, would probably be something that would be good in the long run. This goes ahead and also makes clear, saying that Disney Plus has become the home of new Star Wars content for the foreseeable future, following December's Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, which concluded the 9-film saga that began with 1977 Star Wars. Oh, how far Star Wars has fallen since 1977. And yes, you're right, I don't know exactly when the next Star Wars film, if the next Star Wars film is ever going to be released in theaters, because as we've talked about, they've gone through production chaos on all the projects that they did have currently in the works. And also, I think that after the reception of and really lack of major profits from Rise of Skywalker, yes, it made money, but in comparison to almost every other Star Wars film, with obviously Solo being the exception, hashtag Solo lost money, I think that they are probably saying, yeah, let's go ahead and take our time with this, putting it in the hands of, I would say, the capable hands of Taika Waititi would be probably the best deal overall for them, but it is still interesting nonetheless. And also, I skipped over probably the best news, and I love how it's buried away in this story. It says, in addition to the Waititi news, Disney and Lucasfilm has confirmed on Monday, today, that the Russian Doll co-creator, Leslye Headland, yes, that's right. You remember when we talked about Leslye Headland, that she will serve as the showrunner for a Disney Plus streaming series set in the Star Wars galaxy. Yeah. Go ahead and look up some of the interviews that she's done, and you'll see exactly she fits perfectly in line with everything that we saw on that little billboard for, or rather the whiteboard for the High Republic and what they want: diversity, 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 diversity. And that's exactly what they're going to be bringing to the next Star Wars. I imagine that Taika Waititi will probably go ahead and fall in line with that same mindset. So not only are we going to get films set in diversity land, but also Force diversity land, and more accurately, but also apparently the next major Star Wars saga, especially with Clone Wars having just ended, will be done by Leslye Headland. I don't know why every single time I say that name, I just want to go back to like old school. What's the film called? But anyway, it's Headley. With Hedley Lamar, etc. You all know what I'm talking about. But anyway, this is just freaking ridiculous, man. So remember how everyone was like, oh yeah, well, it probably wasn't true, and maybe she was just trying to force their hand, etc. Well, whatever it was, the hand has been forced, because Leslye Headland is now officially a showrunner on a Star Wars Disney Plus show, and Taika Waititi is set to direct the next Star Wars movie. Oh dear Lord, things are getting crazier. Just when you thought that we would have no news during the shutdown, more and more news comes out today of all days on Star Wars Day, which some might argue is actually technically May 25th or end of May, because that's when the original films came out, but I digress. It is indeed May the 4th. No matter what Star Wars says, no matter what Disney rather says about it, they cannot own it. You cannot own a hashtag. You cannot own an expression that has been around longer than you've been around as far as within the Star Wars universe goes. So May the 4th be with you. Hashtag Duck Fisney, because Disney sucks. Disney sucks. And also, of course, they've destroyed Star Wars. But what are your thoughts about this news? Are you excited that Taika Waititi is going to be taking on the new Star Wars film? And again, I honestly don't believe it's going to come out, because they have had so many directors, so many plans that have just been done away with. I just cannot believe anything coming out of it. But also, what are your thoughts about this bit of news that Leslye Headland has now been confirmed to be a showrunner for Disney Plus? Let me know your thoughts about this and all the things we talked about in the comment section below. If you like this video, smash that like button, hit that subscribe. It helps out a lot. You're all amazing and beautiful people. Have a wonderful day. And as always, God bless, and may the Force be with you. And now a huge shout out to my May Patreon and Subscribe Star members: Albertus Magnus, Animation Commentator Brian P., Dion, Divex, Enrique Evangelista, Father Christopher Miller, hail to you, Father, Frank the Tank and the Shawhan Weeder Dog Clan, Harold Francis, the Hunker Chunker Funker Monkey, Inflamed Wood, It's a Trap Productions, Jason Clark, Jeffrey Toon, Kenneth Camiel, Lady T, Laura Story, Mad Mitch Dunaway, Mike Jackson, Mr. Peabody and his evil twin with the beautiful hair, Orange Hat Reviews, Outpost Dyer, Out of Step with Reality, Riff Magos, Rosetta Allen, Steve Glasker, Teresa Martin, Theodore Bendon, Tina Bojan, The DJD Show, and Tina B. Thank you all for being my Patreon members, and a shout out to my Subscribe Star peeps: John B., Perpetual Punster, Robert Revo, Mr. Roy, Glinzer, G2 Cool 99, Darkstar 57, J. Alex McCarthy Jr., US 888209 Fast, Dean Heiss, Harold Francis, J. Rod the Beer Guru, Nevadon G. Adams, and ZK Man. I'm going to leave that pause there just in case anyone decides to join for the month of May, because you can indeed join on Patreon or Subscribe Star at any time this month to be eligible for any of the perks. They include access to an exclusive podcast that I do with John, the Flick Pick of John Flickinger's fame, so make sure you go ahead and check that out at the $10 and up level. Also, if you Subscribe Star or Patreon at $5 or up, you have access to exclusive giveaways of 4K movies, digital films, and a bunch of other stuff in between as well. And if anything, you could at least give just anything that you really want to help support the channel, and it would really help me out a lot. It keeps the lights on. makes me able to continue to do this kind of stuff. So anything you possibly give, check out some more information in the description of the Patreon subscribe star, and of course YouTube membership links as well. You guys are all amazing and beautiful people. Have a wonderful day, and as always, God bless.